Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the year. Again, this happens once every 3 months. It is NXT Takeover Specials Live. Oh man, I'm so excited. This time, it's NXT Takeover San Antonio, the night before the Royal Rumble. And we got an okay, not great card coming forward. I mean, there's lots of talent on the card, so much talent, so many big stars on the card, but I just don't feel like it's got that hype level of previous takeovers. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into my predictions of the show and see who do I think is going to win each match. So the first match on the card is Eric Young versus Ty Dillinger, and this match, I think, if they play into the fact that Ty Dillinger is going to be in the Royal Rumble, it's going to be Ty Dillinger's last match in NXT. He's pretty much done all there is for his character. I don't quite see him as the top babyface down in NXT, which is what holding the NXT title would be. I think that is hands down meant for bigger stars. However, this is developmental, and you got to remember, maybe Ty Dillinger has more to give down in NXT, but I think his gimmick is so over right now. People are still chanting 10 on the main roster. For every time like a ref counts to 1, they chant 10. And I gotta say, we started that in Toronto, no big deal. But anyways, I'm gonna give this to Eric Young, and the reason for that is because he's the default leader of Sanity, and I think maybe this can run a little bit longer, but Ty Dillinger can work back and forth from the main roster and down into NXT. So I think Eric Young is gonna pick up the victory. They need more top flight heels down in NXT, and I think Eric Young is the next top flight heel down there. Up next, we have Roderick Strong versus Andrade Cien Almas, and I think what they're going to do is they're going to do the opposite to the Eric Young match here, where they're going to build up the babyface star. So Roderick Strong, as of this point, he's a very talented in-ring performer, don't get me wrong. He worked great on the indie scene, all that, but he doesn't quite have a character to him yet. He's just a good wrestler, and he is known for wrestling. And that's it. Tell me anything else about Roderick Strong that you know if you haven't watched him on the indies. You just don't know anything about him, and as somebody who knows very little about him being on the indies, I'm sitting here like, why do I care about Roderick Strong? So he needs a victory over Andrade Cien Almas. Now, the thing is here with Andrade, he's just building up to becoming a decent heel. He's starting to work all those things out, but I think as a heel, he can get away with a loss more so than Roderick Strong, as they're trying to build up as a babyface who people can get behind. Roderick Strong needs the win more, so I'm giving this win to Roderick Strong. So now comes the first of 3 title defense matches on NXT. It is the Fatal 4-Way match between Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, Asuka, and Nikki Cross for the NXT Women's title. Now, Asuka has been an amazing champion. She has not lost yet. She has not been pinned, not been submitted, not been counted out, anything. She has not lost yet. However, I don't see her ever losing directly via a pinfall. They're going to keep her strong until she goes on the main roster. I think her time's coming where she belongs on the main roster. I think shortly after WrestleMania, she will be moved up to that main roster once they finish building up this women's division. And how else do you build up a women's division but you create new stars? And I think Nikki Cross right now, being in Sandy, a very good faction, I think she deserves the women's title right now and tried to elevate the rest of the main roster, or not the main roster, the women's division down in NXT with her as Asuka tries to fight back for her title. Now, I don't see Asuka taking the pinfall. I see Nikki Cross pinning either one of Peyton Royce or Billie Kay, most likely Peyton Royce, as she is the least star value, I guess, out of the two, and then taking that NXT Women's title with her, and then developing a feud between Asuka and Nikki Cross for WrestleMania weekend, the next NXT Takeover Orlando. So I think that's the way they're going to go, so I'm giving this win to Nikki Cross. The second title match on the card is the Authors of Pain versus DIY for the NXT Tag Team Championships. And, man, what a change from a couple months ago. Revival versus DIY, match of the year, and this one, I think it's just going to be meh. The tag team division was so strong down in NXT. It's got the chance still to be strong, but I don't like the Authors of Pain being at the forefront right now, and they very well might be handed the tag team titles. Even though DIY is ready to run with these titles for a long time, kind of like how the Revival ran with them for a long time. But, man, something in my gut tells me Authors of Pain are going to be kept looking strong, and they're going to be handed the titles. So I think Authors of Pain walk out as the new champions. So now we come to the main event, the event everybody is here to see. The glorious one, Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT title. Wow, this match is going to be amazing. Bobby Roode, an elite in-ring performer. Shinsuke Nakamura, one of the best in the world, clashing off for this NXT title. The battle of the entrances. Will Glorious take away the victory, or will it be Shinsuke Nakamura's amazing violinist who comes through with the battle of the entrances? I don't know. But my god, this match, whew, I think it's going to be a series of matches where Shinsuke wins the first match, Bobby Roode wins the second, and then they have either a blow-off or Bobby Roode just flat out wins, and then their third match comes on just an episode of NXT. Something like that. I see Bobby Roode as the next NXT champion. I don't see him right now as the next NXT champion, as I think this feud is just starting to get legs under it, and I think there needs to be a second match between them at NXT Takeover Orlando on WrestleMania weekend. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think Bobby Roode loses tonight, on NXT Takeover San Antonio. I can see that happening. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Shinsuke Nakamura walks out as the champion. So those are my predictions for NXT Takeover San Antonio. I want to hear what you guys think about the card. Do you think it's a underwhelming card? Does this kind of represent NXT, how it's kind of went downhill recently? Or do you think it's going to be a great card and all the performers are going to deliver? Like I said at the start, there is a ton of talent on this card, and they have the opportunity to deliver in a very, very amazing show and still beat out the Royal Rumble. I mean, NXT TakeOver Toronto was amazing, and the card didn't look all that great beforehand. So either way, guys, I want to hear what you have to say down in the comment section below. I'm very excited for this Saturday at 8 p.m. It's going to be NXT TakeOver San Antonio. And if you guys are into my live streams where I stream my live reactions, we talk along with the stream, we kind of have good conversations with wrestling, be sure to tune into my live stream this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I will be starting for the pre-show, which will include all the NXT year-end awards. So guys, that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to comment down below, be sure to leave a like, and be sure to subscribe if you are new. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you Saturday.